Hey guys, it's Ted Bogert. Welcome back to the TED Show and my series with my dear friend Walt Key, Coffee and Conversation. He's probably got coffee. I do not, but that's all right. You start your morning however you want to. This is where we have a conversation about what's going on in the real estate world in general. Sometimes we have questions, which we do have one this week. We want to encourage you every week as if you want to learn more information or get our opinion on something, lending, real estate, or otherwise, doesn't matter. We're pretty knowledgeable people. Walt knows a lot about a lot, and I know a little about a lot, so we're a good combination.
A little.
Welcome, Walt. How you doing, my friend?
I am doing good. It's a beautiful day here in sunny Florida. It's
It
gorgeous outside. I'm looking out at the lake right now. I'm probably just going to go dive in the water after the.
It's beautiful today, and it was a little cooler when I walked out this morning, and I liked it. It wasn't too cold. So
it was 46 degrees when I went running this morning.
That's right.
Perfect running weather.
How is your hard 75 going, or hard 70?
It's fine. I think we talked about it offline a while back. Like, I tweak anything I do it Walt's way. So there's a few aspects of it I decided right from the start, I'm not going to do that aspect. But with anything, right, the consistency and the discipline are where fun things happen. So there's been some simple stuff that I really enjoy about it. Like, every morning when I wake up, I fill up a gallon of water. And the goal is to drink that gallon of water throughout the day. So I'm obviously hydrating very well, which is great. I'm working out every day, watching the diet piece of what I eat. It's been good. I'm seeing results. I like it.
I think that kind of stuff is so good. It's self-discipline, self-awareness. There's lots of things that come with it other than the healthy, you're doing things good for your body. It's also good for your soul and your spirit.
And even the mental aspect. So of reading at least 10 pages of a nonfiction book every day. Like, that's been a great habit that I've picked back up. I've read many books, but lately I haven't read any. So that was a great forcing mechanism for me to get back in the habit of reading more books. So that's been great. Every single day when I sit down for breakfast, crack open the book and I read it with my coffee. So it's been good.
So good. Yeah. I think we get away from reading. So I love that that's part of it. All right. So for those people who don't know you, tell them a little bit about Walt Key, Mr. Hawaiian vibe.
Oh, man. Just a schmuck in a Hawaiian shirt out there trying to help as many people as I can. Realtor, former MLO, actually. I just did that for the knowledge, really. Coach, author. We just do a lot of fun things. If it's an investor, if there's anything to do with the real estate space, I'm interested, and I'm looking to help people with it. So
I love it. And you're known for your awesome Hawaiian shirts.
That's such a no-brainer.
All right, so let's chat. What's happening in the world? What's going on in the real estate world?
Well, I feel like it was a relatively quiet week. There was a couple new things that popped up, but generally speaking, it was a pretty quiet week. Interest rates didn't make any giant moves. They stayed within the same, 0.1% range, a couple hundredths here and there. Nothing drastic there. I didn't see anything like wild in the market. New home sales are up a little bit, which is great, probably because the interest rates dropped over the last few months. But nationally, we're up about 1.8% on new home sales. Obviously, real estate's hyper-local, so your market may differ. The biggest thing that I saw that was interesting, and some agents might not have looked at it just yet, is National Association of Realtors just released a couple days ago. They put out that they're updating their policy, giving MLSs the discretion to select delayed marketing of a seller's listing. So the seller ultimately is the one that gets to make that call, of course, but there's some paperwork and some disclosures that have to be done. So the seller can elect to have their property put in the MLS, but not publicly syndicated through the IDXs for a period of time, should they choose to, for whatever reason, if they want that option to delay their broader public marketing of their property. Now, not to beat up on NAR. Some people love them. Some people hate them. I think it probably weights a little bit more towards the hate them. Basically, what they said was, we're giving this option to the consumer. Every individual MLS will have to determine what that period might look like, and every MLS has to implement our decision within the next 5-6 months. Yes. So we made a decision. Now, all of you MLSs out there, the thousands and thousands of MLSs across the United States, you get to go implement our new great idea. So the MLSs are going to be looking at, is there a time frame that makes sense? How do we best implement this? What's that new form going to look like if the seller elects to do it? And, honestly, I don't know that it's a great option for most sellers.
Yeah.
I'm of the opinion that more marketing is always better for your property. So
Yeah.
if you're ready to list, go as wide and as broad with that marketing as you can. The MLS, multiple MLSs, if your agent has access to it, social media, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups, put that property everywhere.
Yes.
Because you want as many eyes on target as possible when you're trying to sell your house quickly and for the most amount of money. So while I understand NAR's concept here, they just wanted to give some more options to the consumer. I don't see a ton of consumers really being interested in doing it. We'll see. We'll see if there's some sellers out there that at different times might want to. But generally speaking, I don't think there's going to be a ton of sellers that say, I want you to list my property, but I don't want you to syndicate it to the IDX so that it's mass publicized.
Yeah, like as I'm listening to you talk and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, what committee meeting, how many committee meetings does this go through? And what was the impetus to get it to a committee meeting to have NAR implemented?
Yeah.
Like what's the overall of all the things that could be fixed or corrected or given back? This one just seems so out there. Like, what would be the point? I'm trying to think of the real point, like the real positive for waiting, because I believe, just like you, get it on the MLS and go wide on the marketing. But yeah, I thought I did read that. I thought, God, this is fascinating. Yeah. And it went through committee after committee after board to get to the part where they actually released it. Had to go to attorneys, had to be looked at. And just the energy spent on something like that, I'm just amazed. Or I guess I'm
well. And then when you start talking about the energy expended for this, so the policy went into effect immediately. But MLSs have until September 30th to implement the change. So we're March, April, May, June, July, August, September, 6 months, right? So every MLS in the United States now has to sit down and say, how do we go in and technically change the MLS to account for this? Do we need to do anything particular in there to add widgets and buttons to make it happen or not happen? What's the paperwork going to look like for the seller to sign their disclosure stating that they told their listing agent to market it on the MLS, but not to syndicate it through the IDX? There's a lot of work that still has to happen now as the MLSs get their teams involved in implementing the change that NAR just came out and said, hey, we made the change. Like, I don't even remember, and maybe it's just because I'm not in any of the committees, but I don't remember a big conversation about this taking place. No. I just remember a couple of days ago, NAR said, hey, we've been talking about it with some folks and we just made a decision. Like, why?
It's so random. That's
very random. It really does.
So damn random. I'm like, what? Yeah. Like, what is?
I agree.
Anyway, so okay, well, bless and release.
But yes, that's the news nationally, right? That's what we got to talk about today for NAR.
What about? So we had a question from last time.
Questions.
The question was, they were commenting and then asking what we thought about. Keller Williams just made a big move with a large investor that became part of Keller Williams. Gary Keller did that, and I think it took the real estate world by surprise. And then the real CEO, I believe, resigned. Like, there was a lot of leadership changes that seemed outside of what people would have expected. And so they asked what we thought about it and what we thought the impact would be.
Yeah. So, I mean, I would never assume to know the minds of the individual people making those moves. There's always change. There's always flux in any industry, especially real estate. It's ever evolving between individual people looking to make a move and technology evolving and AI. There's so many things. But honestly, like when you see those things and you start going, oh my gosh, that's a big player in the industry and they just did A or they just did B. Understand that, and some people might not like it when I say this, those big players in the industry at the top of the industry, those CEOs, those executives, they don't have any impact whatsoever on your client relationship. I mean, that's just the real deal, right?
I love that.
Your clients, at the end of the day, they don't know who Gary Keller is. They've never probably even heard the name. Like they don't know the difference between Real and LPT and Epic and EXP and KW. They might have bumped into it. They might have driven by a sign, but what they know is Ted's my lender because he's awesome. Walt's my agent because he's awesome. Jan's my realtor because she's awesome. They're not out there digging into that market data, and they're never going to ask you, hey, Jan, I was reading about how Gary Keller did the thing with what do you think that's going to do for my house sale?
I love it. You're absolutely right.
And what Jan is going to say is, well, listen, the market data for our neighborhood is this, and Gary Keller doesn't impact that in any way.
Correct.
Well, let's talk about getting your house sold, right? So
yeah, you have to think micro on that. That's one area where I think micro on stuff, because honestly, there's stuff going on in the world right now, and there are plenty of people who are crying chicken little, the sky is falling, and maybe it is, but in the right now in your market as your real estate client, my lending client, that is not going to impact that particular client.
Exactly.
What's happening in the short term anyway. You know, it's all to be seen. You never know. There's all sorts of talk about FHA and what's going to happen there. And we'll dig into that next week because I want to read up on that a little bit. But I'm seeing a lot. And, you know, I'm getting a lot of requests for information on FHA 100, which we'll talk about next week too, because that fortunately is something I really don't want to see come back, but it is making a comeback, and I'll definitely dive into that next week. What are you seeing on your side, just strictly from being a real estate professional, a realtor, as far as your activity?
The market is always good. There's always a buyer there. I just put another listing on the market this morning. Ironically, last night I put one of my listings under contract, so that balanced out. So I'm at a dozen listings on the market. Closed 4 deals in January, closed 4 deals in February, closed 3 plus a couple referrals in March. I have 3 under contract set to close for April. I'm not special. I'm not any superhuman. Oh my gosh, this guy's going to close 50, 60 deals this year. I'm not even trying. Honestly, folks, just talk to people, build relationships, see where you can help them. If you need help with that, like if you don't know how to talk to people, who to talk to, how do I start building relationships, talk to me. I'm more than happy to help you, right? We'll fold you into our next 100K in 100 days challenge. We will teach you how to do what I'm doing. But there's always a buyer and seller. There's always something that needs your help.
Yes. And I feel if you don't follow Walt, you should. And you practice what you preach, which is a rarity these days. Yeah. So the reason that you're successful is all of the processes that you're sharing with everybody else in the world, you're actually doing or have done, and you've seen the success, and you're consistent with what you do. And I think that people want you to give them the magic pill like everything else. And literally you set it up though. It's almost like a written out plan for the magic pill. Yeah. You just have to follow it and don't skip any of the steps. And
I do tell people what the magic pill is. It's vitamin C. Consistency. That's it. The consistency. But it's you hit on something there. It's funny how there are a lot of mainstream real estate coaches that don't sell houses at all.
Not a one. I know.
They leverage social media, blah blah blah. They're influencers, but they're just influencers that are selling a product. They don't know how to sell a house. They don't actually know how to generate client relationships. They're focused on selling the agent something, not helping a client sell a house. And there's a lot of that in this industry. It's unfortunate, but I am a do as I do, not as I say kind of guy when it comes to our challenge and lead generation strategies and how to work business. I don't teach something that I don't know works. And the reason I know it works is because I do it.
Correct.
So even when we launched this challenge that we run now, we're about to launch round 9 of this 100K challenge. I love it. It's fun. We're at almost a year now. When I launched the challenge, I ran it right alongside the agents. So there was never going to be Walt said to do it this way, but she's not doing it. There you go. I'm not going to teach you to do something I've never done. I'm not going to tell you to do something I don't know how to do. That's just not the way that you teach people. I would much rather say just follow what I'm doing. And if it doesn't work, you'll know, because I won't close deals either. You'll know immediately that I'm a charlatan. You'll know.
Well, then you'll go to, but you bring up such a great point about this is coaches, real estate or otherwise, and real estate influencers. If you look at their social media, and that's not your only gear for anything, or you look up their numbers, just do follow the lack of business instead of just the money. Or you want to follow the money, there isn't any money. Why? Because they don't practice what they preach, or maybe they did 25 years ago and they're still trying to do the same thing they did 25 years ago. But the problem is they're not in touch with the market as it is right now. And I have a couple of people that I know that do real estate coaching from afar. I know them from afar. And I just look at their posts and their engagement, and I think, okay, you're teaching people to do a whole bunch of stuff, and your posts and your engagement don't get anything. Like, how do you expect me to, if you have a whole bunch of followers, and I know you didn't buy them all, and I'm seeing interaction and engagement, like your posts get engagement. I love that. I think it's so cool, because that means you're doing what you said you were going to do, and you actually know how to do it, and you know how to do it where you get a response. And so I agree with you. There's a lot of self-proclaimed coaches and influencers, and you all have to follow the money and the production, as far as I'm concerned.
For sure.
All right, so wrapping up, Walt, we're going to talk about a bunch of stuff next week, but any last words of wisdom for our audience this week?
Oh man, go talk to somebody this week. Let's talk. Actually, you brought up social media. Let's talk about social media. If you have no idea how to spark a conversation with somebody, I'm going to give you Walt's secret tip on how I have conversations every single day with people. When you hear this, stop whatever you're doing and go do it. Okay, it won't take you any time at all. Pull out your phone. Get somewhere where you don't have any like super weird background, like your house is fine, a blank wall, go outside, do it in your backyard, whatever. Pull out your phone. Don't worry about lighting. Don't worry about sound. Just pull out your cell phone, turn the camera on yourself, and record a 10, 12, 15-second happy birthday message. Happy birthday, friend. I hope you have an amazing day today. What do you have planned? I hope you guys are doing well. Let me know how your day goes. Like something very simple.
Love it.
Save it on your phone. And every single day, take 30 seconds, maybe 5 minutes, depending on how many people you have on your Facebook, right? Instagram, Facebook, text message, wherever, if you know it's somebody's birthday, and Facebook does this for you, right? It tells you birthdays. You can send them that video. It will take you no time at all, but people will appreciate it. They will engage with you. Thank you so much. That was so amazing. Nobody's done that. And just follow up when they say thank you. You're absolutely welcome, friend. How have you been lately? What's going on? How's life and business?
Yep.
You will spark conversations every single day, and you never know where those conversations might lead you. So there you go.
That's so good. All right, Walt, how can they find you?
Oh, goodness. Just Google Walt Key Realtor. I'm probably the only one out there. If I'm not in a Hawaiian shirt, it's a spammer. It's not me. You can go to my Linktree as well. That's the easiest way to find all my data. Linktree, Walt Key, phone, email, socials, all of this stuff is on Linktree.
I love it. All right, my friend. Thank you so much for the wisdom and insight. Next week, we'll talk about a bunch of stuff. You guys tune in. If you have questions in between, you have something you want us to talk about, we'd be happy to do that. So make sure you comment below or message me or Walt. We'd love to answer your question or at least give you our insights. Thanks, my friend. Come back for coffee and conversation next week. We'll see you guys. Bye-bye.